X-Force looks like they're gonna wreck nerds on offense and war. That's what they're slated to be. And so behind me is developer provided footage of them destroying, punching across even power levels with all the war bonuses up here against Shield Coulson. And then I've got another clip of Asgardians, and they look very strong. The kits look amazing. Now, as always, when we have beta gameplay footage, what we see here, I'm skeptical to see how it plays out in game. Plus, in the last patch, we had a ton of bugs, and so proceed cautiously. My goodness, I want to say personally, I'm excited about the kits. They look very strong. They look like they're going to do what they're supposed to do on offense. And look at that, Deadpool gets revived, and that's going to be crazy because especially if your Deadpool has max attack, they're going to go after him against Mercs and this team. I think they're going to do well against Mercs also. Don't have footage of that, but I'm just guessing. And they're probably just going to kill the Deadpool over and over again. I think that's going to be fantastic. So let's get into it. We're going to get into the X-23 kit first, and I'm going to load that up for you guys so you can see the actual footage of how that looks. And her basic attack, she can gain evade, and with the T4, that goes to 75. It goes to 100%. Without the T4, it's at 75%. Her special, Relentless Assault, energy cost 4/4, so she's going to do that turn 1. Attack primary target with a lot of piercing and an ability block. And if it's blocked or dodged, she attacks again. So bonus attack is unavoidable. In war, this gains a lot of extra force, focus. So you're going to see that as well. Then her ultimate, which is confusing to me a little bit, 4/6, and I'll read it the way it is. And the reason why I'm confused about it is attack the most injured non-summon target. Great. That's great. That kind of reminds me of Deadpool. Ignoring taunt and stealth, and flip stealth on that target. Repeat this attack 4 additional time. If she finishes that target off, my goodness, she repeats this full attack against the most injured summoned targets. Okay, so the initial one is against non-summoned, and then after that, it goes after summoned targets. And then her passive, mutant heal, unturn heal for 10% of this character's max health. And then when an enemy drops below 50%, gain 2 evade, gain 60% focus. X-Force allies of Wolverine gain focus. And war offense, they gain tons of focus. My goodness, it's bonkers. And I want to skip the Deadpool to Domino rather, because I think her kit and her passive is the one that's bonkers. Now, we've had access to this information for a minute now. Right here, she gains an assist from X-Force. That's great. Her fire in the hole, which it's a crazy animation with Deadpool, where basically transfers all the negative effects to Deadpool, and then he gets his speedball, and then he's either gonna die or explode or purge them all. This is basically a cleanse. And then she attacks the most injured enemy. Boy, they're just gonna clean up. Her ultimate no scope, also the animation on that is quite amazing. 6/6. She's taking lessons from Taskmaster on the no scope. 360 no scope. 420 blaze it. Anyways, injury cost 6/6. Tax primary target and apply disrupted. Disrupted's amazing ability. Rebound chain. The character is below 50%. Rebound chain 5 adjacent targets. My goodness. And then we just had to talk about this passive right here. On spawn. Fill speed bar up by 15%. On X-Force, allies turn 75% chance to apply evade to that ally. That's nearly broken. Oh my God. 75% chance to apply evade. How are you going to beat this team, man? They're always going to have evade. I don't even want to think about it. You're going to have to do a lot of splash damage, a lot of AoE, a lot of multiple attacks. My goodness. It's kind of scary. 75% evade. I thought, and that's with the T4, of course, 10% dodge. X-Force allies gain 20% crit damage, and then on war offense, reduce speed bar for all enemies by 5%, and that's not so bad. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. Apply offense up to all X-Force allies. Let's take a look at Nerd Sonic, and she's pretty slow, like 90 speed. X-23 is like 115, Domino's like 105, but at 90. But I kind of expected that, given the way her kit works. Basic just does damage. Her special is 3/5, so she can do it on turn 2. Attack primary targets for 300% damage. Clear all positive effects from each target. You need the T4 to get that fully out. Her ultimate 6/6. Attack all enemies for 360% damage and apply a heal block for 2 turns. And I saw that going off first. On war offense, clear defense up on all targets. And then her passive, which I think is very good. Atomic Angst. Boy, they could have titled that Team Angst, I suppose. On spawn, bury yourself for 10% max health. Fine. On enemy turn, bury yourself for 5% of this character's max health, plus fill speed bar by 10%. If this character has barrier, gain 10% armor. On war offense, on spawn, fill speed bar by 10% and 5% per X-Force ally, gain 50% damage. X-Force allies gain 50% damage. And it looks like what I could see when we look at the shield footage, which is right here, she goes first, which is kind of interesting right here. That's cool. You know, we see all of the passives going off there right away. And check out what happens right here. She goes first. Very cool. Now, I'm going to run the Asgardian footage in the background right here while we look at the changes to Cable and Deadpool, which I think are important to talk about them. Base stat increase on Cable, 10% health, 5% speed. Now, his new basic, I really like this. Basically, if he's not charged, fill speed bar by 80%. So if he doesn't have charge on him, just do a basic attack. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Now, I don't know if the AI will do that, and that's why I think this is going to be better in the player's hand. It's slated to be an offensive team. Makes sense. His special gets a significant damage boost right there. And then he also has a way of clearing positive effects. And if charged, which if you do a basic attack first, it's going to be charged. Which, you know, and you get 80% turn meter, so he's going to go right after that. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Clear all positive effects from primary target and clear 2 positive effects from secondary targets. Attack targets 2 spaces away for 180% damage and reduce speed bar. Wow. So basically, it's the same as before, but more damage and a way of clearing positive effects if he's charged. And if you play it correctly and do a basic attack first, cool. His passive, basically, on spawn, he fills speed bar for 5%, self and all allies, that's fine. On charged, bury yourself for 20% of this character's max health. He's going to get barrier back all the time. On turn, 30% apply counter to random mutant ally, cool. 20% chance to apply counter to another random ally, and if charged, bury yourself for 10% of this character's max health. Wow. Wow, he's just going to be getting barrier back. He's going to be way better. And then war offense, he's going to have charge right away, so you don't have to worry about doing the basic attack. Fill speed bar for self and all X-Force for an additional 5% per 5% before X-Force ally. And that's why Nerd Sonic was going first, is because of this crazy speed bar gain right here on Cable's passive. I mean, of course, like I said this at the beginning of the video, this is beta gameplay footage subject to change. And plus, you know, we've all been the master beta testers, you know, with our own money on the live server. And hopefully it's not buggy like the last patch. But if it works like the kit reads, I think this is going to be amazing in war on offense. And, you know, they're cleaning up right here against Asgardians. Deadpool. Base stat increase of 10% health. And then it's relatively simple. If X-23 is an ally, this attack north-south, and that's on his special. Fine. His ultimate right here. If Domino's an ally, attack cannot be a counterattack. Fine. And then this is the main thing. On kill, generate ability energy for allied Cable. And then most importantly, which we talked about earlier, if Domino's an ally, 100% chance to revive at 80% max health, which means that like Coulson usually goes very early and blows somebody up. And when that happens, he's just going to revive. And if same thing with Mercs, as long as your cable has the highest attack on the team, I see this going off. All right, well, let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm sure there's some things I missed in the footage. I looked at the footage here and it looks really solid. And again, please, just because I'm enthusiastic about them, and I'm sure a lot of other people, but please understand, it seems more prudent to just see how it works when it works correctly, and to hear people rave about it and say, I did these T4s and I love this and I upgraded this far and I'm getting it destroyed this. It just seems better in a lot of situations to, yes, it looks good, I get that, but wait and see, man. There's like no rush on this stuff. Let other people be the beta testers on this. Let somebody else max out these characters and put all the T4s into it, and then let them tell you if they thought it was a good value or not. And I'm going to provide suggestions as well in future videos. Big patch today. Can't wait to see if all the bugs are fixed and everything's going to be working correctly. Plus, there's supposed to be some new features, if you will, to the versus mode. Hopefully we get some sort of rewards or maybe a tournament system. We will see. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching and keep on gaming. And I just got to say, I'm hyped. I'm hyped. If this can beat these two teams and Mercs, I don't think they're going to beat Red Skull. Maybe if they're fast enough, they can beat Red Skull and they can just beat it like BKT can. Thanos, Black Order, that team could be a lot better. Thanos passive is getting fixed. You know what? Thanos passive is getting fixed. That team could be over the top. I expect it to be over the top. All right, guys. This time for real. Oh, this is cool animation. This time for real. Thanks for watching. And keep on gaming. Bye.